Well, hello, and welcome to the Business Coaching Spotlight Show. I'm your host, Kat Connect, and I'm excited to bring to you today part two of our yearly visioning series. And in part one, we took a look at the year in review, which I happen to think is a fabulous way to start your visioning of the new year. It's worked for me for many, many, many years. Today, I'm going to take you through the 10 steps of what I call the soul driven success visioning process. We're going to go over the 10 steps today. And then in the next episode, we're going to focus on a couple of those steps so that you can really create that vision for yourself for 2026 and make it a reality. That's what I want for you. Okay, here are the 10 steps. I'm going to go over them and I'm going to talk about each one of them and give a little bit of detail. And so you might want to get out paper and pen and kind of track it. Or you could just send me an email or and tell me, hey, Kat, I'd love to have those 10 steps of soul driven success visioning, and I will send you a PDF of that. If you are in my community, the soul driven success community, you will find this in the Soul Driven Success Visioning course. It's right in there. We're going to be going through the course in the new year. I'm going to give you, all my listeners here, a heads up about that. If visioning is something you're excited to do, if you really feel like you want to focus on your coaching business in 2026, take it to the next level and have some more joy and love in your life, whatever that might be. I have a vision course that I have worked on. It's probably been 20 years total, but maybe the last 10 where I've really kept honing it and honing it. And last year, around about this time, I completed the course and I kind of did a soft launch on it. But this year, I'm planning to do some training. So that means there'll be live calls with taking a look at your vision and having me help you walk through the steps, get them just right for you so you have a vision that becomes a reality in some way, because sometimes visions are mysterious by the end of the year. So, heads up on that. Let me know if you'd like any more details. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. So, number one step is review the past and let it go. So that's what I talked about on the last show. This is the workshop we're doing in December, where on December 15th, and by the time this podcast goes out there, it might be past December 15th. Sorry. There will be a recording of it though. Happy to send it to you if you'd like. Where we do this, and I want to emphasize the let it go. It's fun to review the past. I think it's fun and enjoyable, and you can integrate things. But there's a letting go piece because we tend to hold on to failure. We tend to hold on to things that didn't work, and then we use it as evidence against ourselves as we're trying to create something new. Right? The mind says, "Oh yeah, but remember that time and it didn't work out, or somebody said a mean thing." So there's a ritual of letting go that is really, really powerful, where you literally write something down and put it in a fireplace or wad it up and throw it out and let the universe know, I'm done with that. I did it. Got my lesson. Go. No more. You don't want it hanging around your energy field. Number two, bring forward the positive. So this is what we are going to do in the workshop on January 12th. At 11 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to start here. So I am giving you a heads up on that if that's something that would be fun for you. It's a free workshop. And this is an exercise where after you've looked at the past, you've got your insights, you've let things go, you take another look and you look a little deeper and go, you know what? Maybe didn't get completed in 2025, or maybe here's something that really worked out and I'd like to do more of it. Or here's something that just started to work that I liked. Let's see if we can build on that. This, I think, is where so many people go wrong with visioning. They want to start fresh and just, out of nothing, create what's next. Where I just found it is so much easier and more effective to have a vision that is seeded with the positive things you already have. Okay. So take that one in and think about that for a minute. Think about visions that you've had that have been created from a dream but didn't have any foundation and did not come true. And then think about visions that you've had where things began coming true or they were easier. You're like, wow, this time it's really rocking out. I'm going to guess, whether you knew it or not, you had positive things you already had that were working. Maybe it was strengths of yours, talents, thoughts that built that new vision into a reality. Number three, inhabit the future with a visualization. So I'm going to tell you that I do have a visualization. And so here we go. If you have not signed up, if you did not come to the year in review workshop, I want you to have the visualization anyway. So let me know, and I'll be happy to point you to where that visualization is. It is also, if you sign up for the January workshop, I believe that's also you get that visualization. I love this part of visioning. This is where you're guided to take a look at elements in your life, areas. And in this particular one, you're guided by me. I love to do it. Doesn't have to be me, but I think there is an element where give yourself an opportunity to close your eyes, have somebody guide you. You might find another guided visualization online so that you can go into that deep inner place that has a knowing and access things you have no idea about. I remember when I first started working with visualizations, I just started my training with the Coaches Training Institute, and they did a visualization called a future self, one of my favorite visualizations of all time. And I got this vision of myself. It was a 20-year vision. And in this vision, I kept seeing myself on the beach. I saw myself on the beach. Now, at the time, I lived in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and the beach was like 4 hours away. And I love the beach, I love the ocean, but I kept thinking, what is my future self even doing? Like, is she working? Like, what's happening with her? And a very short time later, maybe about 3 years, 3 years later, things in my life changed. I ended up moving to California and I started going to the beach to work. I went to the beach to work with clients. I used to do that a good bit. I'd actually sit in my car on my cell phone and coach clients. I would go to the beach to work out what kind of workshop I was going to do or do a business plan. And this kept up for many, many years. And I one day I'm like, oh my gosh, it's my future self. I'm at the beach all the time working, making money, making plans. So there's really power in that, in having that visualization and being walked through to really, I mean, some things I don't know, it's a mystery. So part of visioning is a mystery. I don't know. How did I know that? What part of me already had access to that? I surely know it was a yummy vision to get. And maybe I was pulled forward because I had that vision. Number four is get clear on the experience in your vision. So as you're thinking about the positive things, you are doing a visualization, you want to remember that the things that we really make us happy, the things that we really make us happy, things that make us happy are experiences. We tend to think linearly. I want this much money. I want these many clients. I want my business to look like that. I want this person in my life. Well, when you think about those things, as you're dreaming, think about what is the experience that would give you. Because when we can imagine an experience and feel it, it's so much more, it's more easy to create and more accurate because you get, oh, yeah, that's the experience. Here's another visioning story. I worked with a couple many years ago when I was a relationship coach. I did engagement coaching. They were getting married. I did a visualization with them and they made a vision board. And when they were telling me about it, they were like, the woman in the couple wanted to have a dog. And she talked about the dog and the experience of having a dog and what it would be like to have a pet in the house. And within a couple of weeks of that visualization, and then the focus on the experience, she bought herself a bird. She couldn't have a dog at the time because they lived in an apartment that didn't allow dogs, but she could have a bird. And she darn well went out and got herself a bird. So that's another part of it. It may not be that it takes a whole year to get that experience. It might be it takes 6 years to get the experience. But once you have it in you, it's bound to become real. Next, number 5, set an intention for the coming year. An intention is not a goal. An intention is how, it's a being, how you intend. Mine this year was slow and spacious. I intend for my year to be slow and spacious. What I had something else because it had a rhyme with 2025. Slow and spacious and settle. And there was another word, but I remembered the slow and spacious. And all year long, I've reminded myself slow and spacious, slow and spacious. So set an intention about how you want the year to go. Then there are setting goals and milestones. So when you know the experience that you want to have, look at that experience and see, well, what would be a goal? Because a goal is more tactical. It's different than the experience, it's different than intention. It's really much more, okay, here's a, you can use SMART goals if you want. There are a lot of acronyms out there for goals. But you want to think about, okay, if that's what I want by the end of the year, what would be some in between places? That's why I like the word milestones. What would I have to happen before that? If I'm looking for my business to hit a new number, let's say, what would be interim numbers? And put some of those in. And when would they most likely happen? And what would I need to do to hit that number? So it could be a milestone of a certain amount of money. And then it could be a goal of getting your website shined up, improving your marketing message, joining a networking group. So that's what I love about visioning. You can get tactical with it too, right? Here's the vision. Here's the bigger picture. Now let's start putting some pieces in place. And envisioning, it's less a task. You're not looking to get into action right away. It's more you're putting it out so you can look forward to it with a positive thought. Oh, that's where I'm headed. That's my North Star for this year. Now, here's something number 7 that Curtis and I integrated a few years ago that's really fun. This comes from the Coactive Training Institute. Their training they do in their one of their courses, they have an exercise it's where you do a yes no. What do you need to say yes to? And what do you need to say no to for this vision to become a reality? I loved this exercise connected to a vision. Because again, so you have your goals, you have the experiences, you know the positive you're creating from, you've got some insight from the visualization. Now, to make that a reality, what do you need to say yes to? And what do you need to say no to? We're going to go over that at the workshop because that's really, really fun. The next one, number 8, is create a structure to hold your vision. I think this is essential because our minds need more than just words. Words are helpful. I love to create a structure for my vision that has pictures and words. And Curtis and I are now in the habit, we actually write the words down or make them pretty on a piece of paper and put them in our vision because we're really clear. But you can just get words out of magazines or words online. You want to have the combination, a structure so it's visual. You can look at it. It can be a vision board that you hang on your wall and take a picture of and put it on your phone as your backdrop. It can be something you create online. They have so many creative ways to do a vision board online. It can be really, really, really fun. We've done that. At times we do a vision retreat in our community, and you're going to be invited to be a part of that this year if you would like. We have a vision retreat. And at that retreat, everybody makes a vision board. We take a whole day. It's virtual. We check in different times of the day as people are making their visual. And then we do a presentation at the end of the day. It's so inspiring to hear what they start out talking a little bit about their vision. And then they show you and you feel it. It's felt. I would say like it's visceral. It's like, ooh, that's really yummy. I really, really like how that feels. You get information when you make something. This is why I like making it a vision board where I'm actually taking magazine pictures or pictures from online and words and using glue and scissors because I get my hands on it. That is more impactful to me than an online. Although online, once some people just get jazzed about it totally. So you want to make sure you have a structure. It is also something that will remind you. You can look at it. You can say, what was I up to this year? When you make a structure, keep it in view. I am big on that one. Don't hide it in a closet or put it in a drawer. Hang it up somewhere you can see it. Put it in your bathroom. Put it in your kitchen. Put it in your office so it's right in front of you when you go to work. Or as I said, you can make it a screensaver on your computer. So get something structural and make sure that you can see it. The next one, number 9, I love this exercise. It's write a vision story. I just worked with someone recently who wrote a vision story. So inspiring because you can put all the details. Here are some tips on writing a vision story. I actually have a template for one as well that I'd be happy to share with you. But here are some tips. You want to make it future. You want to actually go to the end of the year. So in the case of the visioning we do at this in the this in the soul driven success vision, it's a year. You can pick any time frame, but you imagine it's at the end of the vision and you're looking back and you're talking about the things that happened. You're talking about present day, the future as if it's now and all the details. And you can include the challenges that happened and you can include, some fun experiences that happen. Make it into a story. Our minds love stories. You make it into a story. There have been times when my vision has been a little challenging. Some years where I was like, this is going to be, I really want to accomplish this. I remember, I think it was 4 years ago, I had an amount of money that I wanted to make. And it was a bit of a leap, but I really wanted it because I knew why I wanted it. I knew the experience I wanted to have. What I did was I wrote the vision story of it. And in that vision story, I got clear on what I needed to do. That's one of the beauties of a vision story. As I was writing as if it had already happened, and feeling the joy of having that amount of income and what I could do with it. I started getting ideas about actually action I could take in order to make it more of a reality. And that year, this is a true story. This doesn't always happen. It happened this past year too, and I'm going to tell that story on another podcast, maybe the next podcast. That year, it was January. I actually made the amount of money I wanted to make in January. I started this in December. I started cooking it up. I wrote the vision story. And at the end of January, I looked at my income and I was like, holy cow, I actually did it because of that, because I got in touch with what I wanted in a way that came from all these things. I'm going to go back over it and come back to this to kind of land it for you. Number 10 is stay in consistent action with the soul search process. So I have created something called the soul search process. Many of you know it. And I have a special version for a vision where you take your vision and you take your vision through the process, but it gets you into action. The soul search process has a very clear neuroscience proven way of thinking yourself through here's where I am. And you go through and you clear out the crap and you get anchored in what's really true right now. And then you have an action at the end. It's something you can do daily. When I started doing this for my visions became so much more fun to create, a lot less failure of like things that didn't actually happen because I was in touch with it all year long and not just in touch with like waving at it like, "Yay, hi there, you're beautiful." I was staying in action. So I'm going to go back through these 10 steps and I'm going to go back with a little more soft focus just to give you a sense of how this could work for you. And we're going to look at you and your coaching business. So I want to like talk you through this. First of all, you let go of all the things your saboteur, your that negative voice is telling you you've done wrong. You want to clear that out so that is no longer in your energy field and bring forward the things that you like that are happening about yourself, about your business, about the clients you work with. Bring forward all of those things. And and I encourage you to, when we're getting to the vision board part, put some of them on your vision board. You don't just need to put future things on a vision board. Put things that are happening now that you like. Inhabit that future with a visualization and make notes so that you can bring those pictures and ideas forward on your vision board. Then think about the experiences. This is a dreamy place and write them down. Right? This is my instructions. Like, this is a whole, if you're not able to take part with us, which I hope you will, but if you're not all of you can, I know, because we go through all of this in January in our community. Do this for yourself. So you want to make notes of these things. You want to have a place that you put them. So you've made notes about your visualization. You have notes about the positive. What is it you want to experience? Set that intention. Then craft your goals. Because if you just craft your goals out of the thin air, okay, I want to make $1 million next year. That would be nice. It's not going to be based on anything that you're going to have a grounding in. It's often we think of dreaming, oh, I can anything I can dream I can have has a truth to it and it has a falseness to it. Because there are times we dream of things that aren't good for us, that aren't right for us, that we're not ready for. We're not willing to do the work. Are you willing to do the work to make $1 million next year? I have supported people who have made that much money and they do an amount of work and the kind of work I'm not, it's just not me. So you have to be ready to do things and ways of being and to grow into it. So this process I just walked you through helps you get grounded, and then you set goals based on your intention, the experience you want to have, what came through in your visualization, the positive things. Now you have goals and milestones that are in integrity with your soul. That's my job, is to help you get in integrity with your soul. Why I call my business Soul Driven Success. Okay. Yeses and nos. This is another checkpoint. You want to say, what do you need to say yes to? Maybe it's being more bold. Maybe it's taking chances. Or maybe it's slowing down and taking more time. Things you want to say no to. People pleasing. That's often on my list. Doing too much, working too hard. There might be some things that you got like, if I say no to that and yes to this, you can, I mean, I feel like you can literally feel your energy relax and go, I can do this thing. I also write those down. Not this year, but last year I had my yeses and nos on my vision board. So now you're ready to create a structure and you have all the material to create it with. It's not just being created because some things sound fun to you. You actually have gone through this whole process. So the vision board holds the goals that come from the experience and the visualization and the positive and letting go. Now you have on your vision board something that feels good. It should feel good when you look at it, possible, but stretchy. It's going to be stretching you, and yet there's a feeling in you of, I think I can do this. To me, that's the best vision boards there are. When when you're, because otherwise, if you look at a vision board and you're like, no, that's probably not going to happen. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's not the energy you want, right? You actually want to be able to look at it and go, it may not happen this year, may not look like I want it to look, but darn it, I'm going to go for it because it feels really, really good when I look at that. Then the vision story. So the cool thing here is when you write your vision story at this point, you've already you have a clear view of what you want to create. You're landed in it. You have you can look at your structure and you can think about the visualization and from there Write the story that it's already happened. You have all of this information. If you were taking notes, as I encouraged you to do, taking notes, putting them, maybe you get a special journal or a binder and begin crafting your vision for 2026 right now. You can go back and listen to this podcast again and go through all of the steps and start gathering these things. Last one, again, you want to stay in consistent action. I have many reasons that visions have not become a reality for me that I feel like I have covered pretty much. Again, it's a mystery. It's not perfect. This isn't about perfection. I have things that don't happen in visions and I don't really know why, and it's like I've learned to let those go. But I found that consistent action towards my vision is a key. So I have a habit. Once a month, the first weekend of every month is my vision weekend. And during that weekend, at least one day on that weekend, if not more, I get my vision boards because I have them hanging on a wall here in my hallway. I take them off the wall and I bring them closer. Sometimes I bring them into my bedroom and look at them, sometimes the living room, but I study them a little bit. It's like I'm in relationship with them and I see what they're saying to me. I see, where am I with that? Maybe I'm really far away. Nothing's happened at all. So it's good to go, what's going on with that? Use your coaching on yourself. Get curious about it. And there might be things you're surprised that have happened and you didn't even notice. And then you decide, well, what is the action I need to take this month? What is the action I need to take this week? And you use your vision as the guide so that you're moving towards something. As you're taking action, you can feel, I think of it as resonant action because you can feel that it's aligned with your vision. And that might be a checkpoint. Is this action I'm going to take? Is this gig they want me to do? Is this activity I'm planning to spend a lot of time on? Is it aligned with my vision or is it not? It might be something you have to say no to. And if it is, that might be one of the ways you get into action. What do you need to say yes to right now to make that a reality? So go out, start collecting data for your vision. I'm excited for you, for us, for the coaches. Coaching has a promising future in 2026. Thank you once again for listening to the show. And I hope you'll join me on my next podcast where I do the third in the series on visioning to kind of bring it home for 2026. Bye.